everyone. It is digital host AJ Weist here with WAFF 48. I am talking today with Dr. Laura Myers. She is a senior research scientist at the University of Alabama. Doctor, thank you so much for joining with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, you recently helped conduct a new survey, a new severe weather survey. Can you talk a little bit about this survey for anyone who's watching at home?
Sure. Yes, this is a NOAA survey. It's part of a project called Vortex USA, where we study severe weather all over the country. And this particular project has been focused previously in the Southeast and specifically on Alabama. And this time we're focusing on multiple states. We're looking at Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, as well as the state of Wisconsin. And we're talking to people all over the four states about their awareness of severe weather, the impacts of severe weather, and particularly about their sheltering decisions in regards to how safe do they think their shelters are, and really what is the reality of the safety of their shelters. We're going to be doing a lot of information collection, data collection that'll help households actually make better sheltering decisions.
Right, and you're studying different parts of the country. I believe it's Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama, and Wisconsin. Can you talk
Correct.
about why those four states were chosen?
Well, I'm in Alabama and have been doing research here in Alabama for several years. We're probably one of the more tornado, severe weather prone states in the country, and we've got a lot of background work that we've done here. A lot of our storms come through Mississippi, and I also work with Mississippi quite a bit. They have a great vulnerability to severe weather. And they also have a lot of sheltering issues in Mississippi as well as we do in Alabama. Georgia gets a lot of severe weather, and the Atlanta area and the surrounding jurisdictions around Atlanta deal with severe weather quite often. So we want to compare those three southern states and look at the awareness and look at the structural fortification of shelters in those three states. And then we've added Wisconsin because a lot of people don't think about severe weather in Wisconsin. They think about winter weather, but they get severe weather too. So we want to compare their awareness and how they protect themselves from severe weather. And they just recently had one of their first tornado outbreaks about 6 to 8 weeks ago. And so we've got a real opportunity to understand what they're doing in terms of communicating risk about severe weather.
Right, especially I know up here in North Alabama, we are no stranger to severe weather up here in Huntsville. Uh, so, for someone in North Alabama who's watching at home right now, what kind of questions can they expect to see on this survey?
We're going to ask them about their experience with severe weather. Like you said, North Alabama is particularly prone to severe weather. So a lot of the people in North Alabama have personally experienced impacts. And we want to know about that. We want to hear about how they got their weather information in these previous events, how they get their weather information now, what they consider serious threats about severe weather. So, are they concerned about severe thunderstorms? What type of risk are they concerned with when it comes to the risk of the day for severe weather? Um, what do they think about their home structure in regards to whether they think it's a safe place to shelter, or do they seek a different shelter from where they're currently at? And also, do they think that their shelter is strong enough to deal with the types of severe weather that we have?
Very cool. And I know this survey, I believe, a three-phase survey. Can you talk a little bit about the different phases?
Yes, the first phase is the actual survey itself, where they will answer these questions and give us their knowledge about severe weather. And then they're going to be asked if they would like to take part in two other parts of the study. The second part is, would they like to be part of a focus group to talk about actual events as they happen? And so, what we're going to do there is we will call them and have them in a group discussion as severe weather is in their area and ask them, are they aware? How did they become aware of the information? What are they planning to do about it? And we're going to talk to them before and after those actual severe weather events. We're not going to do it if it's particularly threatening because we want them to be taking safe shelter. And so we actually determine when it's a good time to actually do these focus group discussions. And that provides the weather enterprise some really good information about, are we reaching people? Does the messaging make sense? And what are people doing with that information? The third part of the project involves they're going to be able to opt into a structural assessment of their home. And if they opt into that, we're going to do a visual of their home and let them know what category of wind strength their structure can withstand. So we'll compare their perception with what a structural engineer indicates their home structure can handle from wind, and they'll be provided that report individually to decide if that is a good, safe place to shelter under certain levels of wind, and also whether they should seek a different shelter because of the wind speed.
Right. And this is so you started this survey this year. Why is this year super important of a year to do a survey such as this?
We have a real opportunity. Weather has become more extreme. Our severe weather has become more extreme. Our tropical hurricane weather has become more extreme. So wind has become a major factor. We're seeing stronger tornadoes and stronger hurricanes. And so we're really concerned about people's awareness of the structural strength of their homes. And this is a really good year to do this. We've worked for years on people's awareness of the messaging. Now we want to work on, are you in the safest place that you can be, given that these storms have tended to get stronger and stronger over the years? Our past respondents have indicated that they're seeing that. It seems like we have more storms, we have stronger storms, we have straight line wind events, we have tornado weather events, and they want to know, what do they need to do to protect themselves? So this is a really great opportunity to really get that information, share that information. The participants who get involved in this are going to get a lot of information that'll help them make the best sheltering decisions possible.
Very cool. And if there's anything else you'd like to add that maybe I didn't ask, go ahead.
We've been doing this for several years now, and the households that participate in this are really excited about the process. They love the fact that they get to share their knowledge with the weather enterprise. This information goes back to the National Weather Service, to emergency managers, to the broadcast meteorologists, to help them help the citizens of the state. And so they integrate this information into their messaging, into their broadcast, to help people do better in severe weather events. So by participating in all of this, they're helping not only themselves, but their neighbors and their communities.
Very cool. And I actually have the QR code right here. If you're watching at home, you can scan this QR code right here, and you can get access to this survey. Laura, thank you so much for joining with us today. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, and I look forward to hearing from your audience, and I hope a lot of them like to participate.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. You have a great rest of your day.
You too.